conference clearly followed the previous conferences in terms of Boston, London, Madrid conferences in being another step, another link in the organic movement towards one democratic state. We had wonderful panels discussing one state, two state, the reasons why, the very difficult economics of doing two states, the difficulties of one state, what would happen over time, the right of return as key to peace in the region, whatever configuration eventually came about, but because the right of return was so key in terms of both justice, peace, and an enduring peace in the region, that was really spoken about a great deal. So this was a very enlightening conversation. The group there established, in terms of trying to establish the movement, saw Haifa as the home in Palestine, as the home for this movement, if you will, even though one democratic movement would be happening hopefully all over the world. And I would just like to speak mostly about what I think that conference taught me, and I think taught us who were there. It was a very invigorating conference. There was clearly so much energy towards doing this as the inevitable solution, as Masson said. But in terms of critiquing for our own work, two things that I recall that were important. One was in trying to name the movement. There was a large discussion the last day of the conference on whether there would be the movement called One Democratic State, or movement for One Democratic State, or some people felt it should be One Democratic Secular State. And that revealed tension in the group. Some people felt that if secular was put in the title of the movement, that would be alienating to many Muslims, particularly, who would see that, however inaccurately, as a way of saying that religious life and custom would somehow be banned or somehow not be able to go on. So there was a tension there, and many of us who just thought it should just say one democratic state, thinking democratic in its true meaning would encompass all of that, would mean equality of all the things that are in the Declaration. So that was a tension. The other thing that I found frustrating, and I hope this conference will direct, there was just too little time to discuss amongst ourselves, which is really the reason for this conference. There were so many things that we were taking in that there wasn't enough time. So I think that what the Haifa Conference really emphasized was that we really need lots of time to go back and forth and lots of time to actually form an action plan. And so that's what I took from that. And also, as just to support Samir, that there really needs to be a kind of structure, even for the conversations, that there be limits and rules and things. Otherwise, you'll end up with just a lot of people shouting. So I think that was very dramatically underscored in that conference. But people came away with an enormous sense of hope, and we had demonstrations outside the theater where we were meeting and raised the Palestinian flag with policemen around watching us, but it felt very wonderful to be doing this in Palestine. So with the exuberance of that conference certainly was inspiring for me. I've been involved with this issue for more than 30 years, and it really felt hopeful. And to be here now, it's like we're now